Welcome back everyone. I am Rajdeep Acharya and today we'll be talking about oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve. So what is actually the concept of oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve? Suppose it is a muscle cell. And due to the muscle contraction, the CO2 level, the carbon dioxide level become increased, the hydrogen ion concentration level become increased, and temperature also increase. And due to the CO2 level increasement, the hydrogen ion level increasement and temperature increasement, the pH of this blood plasma become decrease, and it is become acidic, in condition acidic. And also due to the muscle contraction, the O2 level become decrease. So due to the muscle contraction, CO2 level increase, hydrogen ion level increase, temperature increase, pH level become low, and O2 level become decrease. Now, when the blood will flow over this muscle, when the blood will flow on this muscle cell, the blood is actually coming from the heart and it is actually rich in HbO2, HbO2, oxyhemoglobin. And now what will happen? Actually we know that in Bohr effect, we read that in Bohr effect, high level of CO2, high level of hydrogen ion concentration, and high level of temperature increasement, low level of pH, and low level of oxygen. Due to these factors, the hemoglobin will not be able to hold the oxygen, and eventually it will liberate the oxygen. So basically, the HbO2 will dissociate into hemoglobin and it will liberate the oxygen. Now two type of case will occur here. Due to the low level of oxygen, the liberated oxygen will enter into the muscle and it will recover the level of oxygen and it will increase the level of oxygen from the decreasement. And second thing is, the extra CO2 that is produced from the muscle contraction, the CO2 will react with the HbCO2 and it will produce HbCO2. And if we plot a graph that time, we will get a graph, and the graph is actually looks like this. Partial O2 pressure in mmHg, and it is actually the hemoglobin saturation in percentage. It is actually the partial pressures parameters 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and so on. So as the O2 is liberating from the hemoglobin and entering into the muscle cell, the increasement of O2 is occurred and the pH also starts to increasing and the pH level become more than 7.4. So now if we plot a graph that time, then according to the partial pressure of CO2 increase, the line will be shifted to the right side as the partial pressure of O2 is increasing, because the O2 that is liberating from the hemoglobin entering into the muscle cell. So basically the graph is shifting to the right side, and as the O2 is entering to the muscle cell which is liberating from the hemoglobin, the pH starts to increasing, So the pH become 7.6. Now this scenario is actually occur in muscle cell. But what is the scenario which occur in the heart, human heart? So let's talk about the human heart. Suppose it is a human heart, and this human heart actually contain high level of O2. Why it is high level of O2? O2 because in this case, when we breathe, we absorb the oxygen which is present in the here and here, and we absorb the oxygen and we store this oxygen in the alveoli of heart. So this is why the level of O2 is high, and here low level of CO2 present. The pH become high, and also temperature is low, and due to and now what will happen when the blood will back to the heart from the muscle. In this case the blood is rich in carbaminohemoglobin HbCO2. In this case the blood is rich in HbCO2 and in the carbaminohemoglobin. And now what will happen? In this case the CO2 level is low, so that the hemoglobin will dissociate the CO2 and the hemoglobin HbCO2. The hemoglobin will not be able to hold the CO2. It will liberate the CO2 and Hb. It will liberate the CO2, and the CO2 will enter into the heart to maintain the level of CO2 homeostasis. So it will increase the level of CO2 to recover the low level of CO2, and the extra O2 which is present in the heart, the hemoglobin will put the extra O2 and it will react with extra O2, and eventually it will form HbO2, that is actually the oxyhemoglobin. Then when the blood starts to circulate, the blood will reach in HbO2. So this is actually the scenario. And so basically if we plot a graph again, in this case the O2 which is present in heart is decreasing and the CO2 level is increasing. So basically the graph will be shifted to the right side, I mean the left side. In this case the graph will be shifted to the left side, and what will be the pH? In this case the pH will be low, because as the CO2 is entering into the heart and the O2 is picking up by the hemoglobin, the pH become low. It will be actually 7.2. So it will be actually 7.2. So it is actually oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve. Now if we see the whole oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve in a short concept. Suppose it is muscle and it is heart, and in this case the CO2 level is high, the hydrogen ion concentration is high, the temperature also high due to the muscle contraction, and the pH is low and oxygen level also low because of muscle contraction. And in this case the CO2 level low, hydrogen ion concentration low, temperature low, and also pH actually high, CO2 level, I mean the O2 level is high. Now if we see the blood circulation, the blood that is circulating from the heart to muscle is having HbO2, and the blood which is circulating from muscle to heart is having HbCO2. So basically it is a homeostasis of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Here the blood which is carrying the oxyhemoglobin, when the oxyhemoglobin reach in the muscle cell, the oxygen dissociate and it recover the low level of O2 into the high level of O2. And in this case, when the hemoglobin carries the extra CO2 and form carbaminohemoglobin, and when the carbaminohemoglobin reach to the muscle, it recover the low level of CO2 by liberating the CO2 from the carbaminohemoglobin, and it carries the extra O2 and form again the HbO2. So this is actually the homeostasis. It is actually one kind of homeostasis. So it is actually the oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve. I hope you guys have learned what is actually the concept of oxygen hemoglobin dissociation curve. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe this channel. Thank you so much.